All right, let's see what's going on here. And StreamYard is not recording at the moment. Okay, so it says that we are live.
Sweet. So apparently both of us can control my mic. That's interesting.
Yeah. But good evening, everybody. Welcome to Anime Zing Radio here on the YouTube. I almost said Blogtalk. This is our first official show away from Blogtalk. And it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for us here. And I can hear the echo in the mic of our esteemed co-host. I'm the host, Doug Engler. Joining me, as always, in the co-host seat is our good friend, Mr. Darren Starling.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm wide awake for the time being.
And this is going to be fun. This is something totally new for us here. Switching over to video. Darren currently is on his phone. He's going to be switching over once he's able to get to a computer or so to log in and join us. So we're happy everybody's here. We're having a lot of fun with the Switch. Like I said, welcome to Anime Zing Radio here on YouTube. We are brought to you by our sponsors and good God. I'm so used to Blog Talk, and changing things around has really thrown me off. We're brought to you brought to you tonight by our sponsors, Home Circle Media, for the latest and greatest in anime gear. Everything from pens, pencils, stationery, and officially licensed art books. Be sure to check out homecirclemedia.com today, or look for them at an upcoming convention near you. We're also brought to you tonight by Casey Fox for all of your artwork, cosplay, and photography needs. Check out Casey Fox, that's KAYCIFOXX, on Facebook and Instagram. Well, tonight, as I said, this is our debut show solely on YouTube. There is no Blog Talk Radio anymore, so we don't have all the sound bites. We're not going to be doing really the commercial breaks that we used to do. So it's a whole new format. We may do 90 minutes, may do 2 hours, depends on how everything goes. It's a good first episode here on YouTube, and thank you so much, Darren, for joining us.
Wouldn't miss it for the world, even if something does happen later.
And we're having fun. It's definitely been some craziness this week with everything switching over, learning a new system, learning how everything goes. I am joined on camera by one of my Nendroid figures, and there's a reason I chose Alba Suzukaze to join us on the episode today. I read earlier through one of the emails that I got from Anime News I think was it Anime News Network, or was it Otaku USA? Might have been Otaku USA from earlier today, that the final issue of the new game manga is being produced. There's going to be, I think I read 13 books or something. I don't remember. Of course, I don't have the email in front of me anymore. But that was a long-running manga. Considering the fact the anime came out, season 1 and season 2 came out quite a few years ago. And
a lot of these shows that may only have 1 or 2 seasons do have between 10 to 15 volumes of the manga or light novel. It's just that we almost never see a lot of these shows fully adapted in the first place, because the main point of an anime is to promote source material.
Yeah. And it was Anime News Network. because I see here the 13th and final volume of New Game ends on August 27th after 8 years. So the manga's been going for 8 years. Makes me wonder, is there going to be more of the anime coming?
The $1 million question after every series ends. Are y'all going to continue an anime of it or not?
That would be great if they continued it. And a big hello out there to Sharka, who is joining us in the chat room. Love seeing the new names. Sharka, I believe you're the one who has called us quite a few times in the past when we've had different voice acting guests on. So thank you so much for coming into the chat room. It's going to be a lot easier for our fans to find us, I think, here on YouTube for the live broadcasts. And that is one of the reasons that we made the switch from Blogtalk to YouTube. This whole video thing is going to be new. It's going to be a little bit weird for us. And Sharka, really hearts out to you for joining us and being able to chat with the voice actors throughout the past few years. It's been awesome to chat with you. Hope you're having a great night. And Darren, like you were mentioning just before we went on the air, there were a few conventions this weekend, including Riley SuperCon down there, or GalaxyCon.
Yep. I did not partake this year. I was kind of waiting for some things, and definitely from the sound of it, not as busy as it normally is, because normally this is a con that'll draw about 50 or so thousand people over the course of 3 days. And granted, everything that's going on, that was to be understandable that there was a lower attendance this year. But based on the pictures I saw, it looked like everyone had a good time. I haven't heard anything really negative, any kind of drama or anything so far. And actually had someone on Facebook on, I think it was Facebook Dating, messaged me asking me about conventions, because apparently she's a cosplayer herself and was saying that she wasn't attending GalaxyCon this year, but she was coming to Raleigh to hang out with a friend that was for the day.
Oh, that's cool.
I need to message her back and see how it was, or she actually ended up attending. And then some of the people in my local groups around my town, I believe somebody posted that they had passed GalaxyCon today and said it was free to anyone who was going to use it until the doors closed.
Interesting. I'm curious if any of our listeners out there, if you went to GalaxyCon Riley this weekend, shoot us a message. If you're in the chat, let us know. If not, if you're watching this after it's live, shoot a comment. Let us know how it was for you. I know that we would love to hear what you thought. I know that I had quite a few friends who went to a convention at a casino, at Mohegan Sun Casino. I think it was Terrificon. I'm trying to find a post about it. I know a few people have made posts. Actually, a lot of people have made posts that I know. Terrificon 2021 at Mohegan Sun Casino. One of our guests in the past, Julia Coelho, was there for at least one day. She had a lot of cool pictures that she's posted up. Another cosplaying friend of ours, Justin Hamburg, who's been a guest on the show, he was at Terrificon, had to call his weekend short because he became an uncle again. So he left the convention to go see the birth of his newborn niece, which big congratulations to him. Hope the baby and everybody's doing great. From the pictures I saw, it looked like a lot of people were having fun. I don't know how busy it was. I haven't heard. I haven't asked too many questions about it. I know that Jay Moore is a good artist friend of ours, was planning on going, had to back out. And he also has a project in the works, which we are going to try to get him on the show once he gets things finalized with the project he's working on, which this could be really cool. And I think once it's done, I may also direct him to our friends over at the Chaotic Good podcast, because I think it's something they'd be interested in as well.
Sounds like a lot of good things are happening.
The conventions are coming back. Kineticon is now officially next month. I think we're about 6 weeks away from Kineticon. Oh my God, I got money to save up. And
you only got a month to do it.
Yeah. And this is the first month that rent has gone up. We have a vet bill coming up. We have a dentist bill coming up. It's going to be tough to save money for a convention with all these other bills that are coming in. I might have to knock on your door for some donations. I'm just kidding. I'm not looking for handouts.
How about a loan?
An IOU.
Hey, I flip you some money. You pay for me to come up for Anime Boston next year.
You know what? That would be something I would honestly consider. If you help support Kineticon, it would be like, dude, I'll cover the cost of the hotel, and we'll get you tickets.
I'll think about it.
Wheeling and dealing here on Anime Zing Radio. And, this, like I said, this is something new for us. We're changing the way we do things. Like I said, no commercial breaks. I don't have show IDs currently. I've got to figure out how to get those uploaded to the system. It's been a very crazy switch from Blog Talk to YouTube. I've got to get, we're getting used to being on camera. So you will see me on camera. I'll be looking at the computer screen, changing different tabs and stuff throughout the show. So I'm not always going to be looking at the camera, because the camera is to the left of the screen here. Like I said, I do have to have Alba here. The lighting is terrible here. Let's move the light that way a little bit. So Alba's happy to be here with her little coffee mug. I thought about grabbing Hifumi as well, but I figure just one is good for tonight. And we're not truly going trash taste just yet. That may happen when Darren gets on camera and has all his Dakimakura surrounding him.
Mm-hmm. Look forward to it. I can't be any worse than Melon Pond.
Now, we have some guest announcements that are coming up. I've been a little busy on the guest side of things, Darren. Next week, we're going to have Mario Bueno, who is a part of the virtual Crunchyroll Expo that is going to be going on next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I know he's got a panel where he's going to be doing an interview of voice actress Jeremy Lee. I also know he's going to be co-hosting the cosplay contest that they're going to be having on there. He also has quite a few other things in the works, so it's going to be fun catching up with him. It's been a little over a year since the last time we had him on the show, so it'll be fun to chat with Mario again. August 15th, we are going to have talented cosplaying twins, our good friends Hatake and Sahara RK are going to be joining us. It's going to be fun to catch up with them because they are gearing up for the con season. They told me that their two conventions they're focusing on is another anime convention and an Anime NYC. So be curious to see how those Ain's cosplays are coming that they've been working on. August 22nd, there will be no live show, but we may pre-record something to put up just because I will be out of state for that weekend, going to visit my family in Pennsylvania. August 29th, we're going to have an artist friend of ours. She hasn't been on the show in a while, but it's going to be fun to welcome back Karen Gosselin to the show. Very talented artist. I have so many art pieces of hers hanging up. I mean, we've got... I don't know if the camera will reach this, actually. Maybe can I just pull this off the wall? Oh. Let's see. Whoops. Stuff is falling off of this. But, this is the first official art piece that I bought from Karen. And God, this stuff just when you buy cheap frames, this is what you end up with. Especially when you have it, Velcro to the wall. But we'll move Alba out of the way for just a moment. And so this is the first art piece I ever got from Karen, and we're going to be showing some of her art off when she joins us. Excited to chat with her. She is an amazingly talented artist, voice actor. Good God. New format doesn't mean I know how to talk yet, Now with the video, Darren, they can see me screw up, and they can see my reactions when I realize I'm messing up. So this is going to be even better. Then September 5th, we have an open date. We're going to be working on guests for that. I am in talks with a couple of different people, so we'll see who jumps on that. September 12th, again, we will not have a live show from the 8 to 10 p.m. slot. However, we're going to be at Connecticut in Hartford, Connecticut. We may try to do some live streaming there throughout the weekend. So it's something new, an added bonus that we have here with YouTube. So we're going to see if we can try to figure out how to do that with the laptop. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, we have a lot of learning experiences. We've got a lot of room to grow here with the YouTube channel. And if you like what you've seen with the show so far, if you've seen the videos we have in the past, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Our goal is to hit 200 subscriptions at least. I want higher than that. But I know we're small. We're just starting out on YouTube. We want at least 200 subscribers by the end of the year. As soon as we hit that number, I'm going to be doing a special video where we're going to hold a contest. And the winner is going to be a guest co-host on the show for a voice actor show. So you'll be able to join us for the full 2 hours. And also, when we have guests on, we're going to be switching it up. They're not going to be coming in from 8:30 on. They're going to be joining us right off the get-go. So it's definitely something to look forward to. I love bringing the fans on to be guest co-host for the voice actors. We've had a lot of fun with that in the past. What do you think, Darren?
Sounds like fun. They get to feel like what it's like to be me for a day.
You mean fall asleep at 8:30?
That too.
And we're not going to let that happen tonight.
Nope, not tonight.
And like I said, some cool things that have been going on. Other things on the Anime News Network email that I got today. Let's see, what do they have here? Pokemon live action series is in early development at Netflix.
Netflix will make a live action out of anything.
And most of them are bad. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Most of them are bad. Let's see. Black Lagoon manga creator opens up about dealing with depression. I think that's something that a lot of these creators deal with. I think a lot of people in the industry, not just the creators, but some of the voice actors. I'm sure a lot of the fans of these shows and mangas, we all have the demons that we deal with. And it's something I don't think a lot of people shed light on, but it's something that needs to be, talked about a little bit more. As many of our listeners and viewers know, I started this show as a way to give back to the anime community after it helped me get through a messy divorce where, things weren't going good. I found anime. It just kind of gave me something to get my mind off of, help me get my mind off of the crap that was going on in my life at the time. And, at the time I was doing paranormal talk radio. So I figured, as things progressed down the road, I had the idea of, maybe I should do an anime talk radio show and see if we can help cheer up other people who are fans of anime, who may have gone through some of the same things that I personally have gone through, or, depression, feeling left out or the odd person out because you might be the only person in your area that's an anime fan. Since becoming a part of the fandom of anime and this world, there are so many anime fans out there from all walks of life. I want to let everybody out there know, and this comes from the heart, if you ever need to talk, shoot us a message on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Anime Zing Radio. We are always there for our listeners and our fans. If you have stuff going on, reach out to us. We will try to be a listening ear, give advice if we can, try to help out if we can in some way, shape, or form. Too many people feel like they're secluded. Too many people feel like I don't want to burden other people with my problems because they have problems too. But, there are people out here that really care about you. And I want our fans to know we care about you guys. It's because you guys we do the show, and we've done it for 7.5 years, which still is an amazing feat when you think about most podcasts don't even last a year, even less last 5. So we've got something special going on here.
I would definitely say so.
And, big thank you for last week when we were joined by an amazing cast of people, the amazing cast of Mashumaresh, which I need to minimize these windows so you can see the girls. Some of them. You got Hawan up front there, Himiko and Rihuyu in the purple. You can't really see the face of Delmine, but I thanks to a Facebook page, the Show by Rock Facebook page, I found some great wallpapers, and I did change some on my phone. Of course, we've got put up here Hawan. That is now one of my wallpapers on the phone. Himiko, Delmine, of course, Daradayu I had to get for the wife because that's my wife's favorite character of the franchise. And, of course, Rihuyu, I have that one saved as my lock screen. So I have really gone all out with this Show by Rock. I love the series. And I'm looking forward to whenever the dub of Show by Rock Stars comes out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be crazy to see all the old voices, see how the singing has changed, because all the voice actors from the original Show by Rock series have grown. Both as voice actors, they're older now, so their voices have changed over the years. And it's going to be fun to see the difference between the original Show by Rock series and how, like Plasmagica, Criti Krista, Shingun Crimson, how those bands have evolved when it comes time for Show by Rock Stars. And a big hello to Mario for coming into the chat room. Great to see you, man. So glad that you're able to join us. I love seeing all the faces coming into the chat room. It's one thing we missed. On Hazy Radio when we started the show, we used to have a pretty active chat room. Blog Talk was a little bit harder for people to access during the live shows. You had to subscribe. And so the chat room wasn't always as active as we would like. So I am really happy to see more people coming in. Big thank you to everybody who's tuning in tonight. We're having fun. We're gonna be talking some anime, talking about some of the changes. I was talking about the upcoming schedule. I talked about September 12th with Kineticon. September 19th, we are gonna welcome back the voice of Hawan. Macy Ann Johnson's gonna be joining us to talk about her career, not just as Hawan, but at all the anime voices that she's done. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun chatting with her. And so we got a lot of good stuff on the docket. It's fun to have the show booked out into September already. It's almost like days of old when at one point in time we were booking shows 3 to 6 months ahead of time. And it's fun to get back into active, finding a lot of great guests, especially where conventions are coming back. I know, Darren, you weren't going to... I don't think you were planning on any conventions this year. You wanted to let things settle down a little bit, see how things go before you test the waters.
Pretty much.
But will you cosplay when you go to your next convention?
That is still up in the air.
because we have been talking about what to cosplay for Kineticon. And we have ideas. And I think we've set our minds on kind of a little bit cheaper way of cosplays to go. Problem is, we can't quite find the tracksuit for the character that I want to cosplay. We found
I was about to say, you pretty much just gave it away. There's very few characters who have those.
But the anime might surprise you when I say tracksuit. What first came to mind when I said that?
You had two options. You had Konosuba and ReZero.
And neither one are the anime I'm talking about.
Interesting.
I don't know if you saw the show, but how heavy are the dumbbells you lift?
Yes, I saw a dumbbell. Come on now.
Leanne wants to cosplay Hibiki, and I'm looking at going as Macho. We just can't find that blue and white top.
Oh, that's right, because he has two different uniforms.
You know, I call him Buff Skune because he looks like Skune Ano from Rosario Vampire. And then he flexes and the tracksuit just rips apart and he's like a Buff Skune.
Basically when Master Roshi goes full force.
So that's what we're looking at doing for Kineticon. I think it'll be fun. We have put in for press, waiting to hear back on that. It'll be awesome if we can get press again with Kineticon. They have been so nice to us in years past, allowing us the press passes. And we've gotten some amazing interviews that you can find here on our YouTube channel. Just look through. We've got interviews with many of the different voice actors from Steven Universe. We've got interviews with Conlug, the Connecticut Lego Users Group, which they put on some really cool stuff. If you get a chance to see the displays they do, it's amazing how much time and effort they put in some of these buildings. I know it sounds weird to be talking about Legos, but the stuff that they can do with Legos nowadays, I've been enjoying, and it is a little off topic.
You can make anything out of Legos, so
you can. Have you seen Lego Masters or heard of that show?
Yes, I've heard of it. I never really.
I watched all of season 1, and I've been watching season 2 on Hulu. I don't know why, but I love watching the show. Season 1, they actually had 2 cosplayers on. Two women who cosplay. They showed up to one of the episodes dressed in cosplay. They didn't win the grand prize, but it was still fun to see the cosplay world represented on TV. And season 2, I don't think there's any cosplayers on, but it's an interesting group of people. The stuff that they build is mind-blowing. It's like, God, I didn't know you could do that with Legos.
And also, somewhat change the subject, just the phrase cosplay in general is starting to become more accepted or more used in society, because I think I told you for SuperCon or GalaxyCon, however you want to phrase it, a lot of radio stations were advertising it, and they were saying voice actors, comic creators, cosplayers. And I'm like, wait a sec. Since when do regular people use the term cosplay?
Yeah, I mean, cosplayers are going to be a force to reckon with in the near future. I have a feeling that if cosplay gets bigger, we could see cosplayers, not just mascots, people dressed up in outfits and stuff like you see at theme parks, but you could see stores inviting cosplayers to try to lure in more customers, things of that nature. I've already I know personally of at least 3 cosplayers who do a bunch of charity events to help raise money for either hospitals or things of that nature. Many people that I know also volunteer their times to go to like Boston's Children's Hospital. One guy dresses as Batman. Another lady that I know dresses as Disney princesses, and they're phenomenal at it. So,
as far as businesses go, in other words, take a page out of Japan's book with having maids stand out in the street passing out flyers.
Yeah. And Now, speaking of Japan, I know the Tokyo Olympic Games are going on right now. I personally have not seen any of the Olympics. I do know that there was a anime theme with many of the Olympic events and the Olympics in general. Different anime characters being mascots or ambassadors for the Tokyo Olympics. Have you seen or heard anything about any of the Olympic Games with their mascots or?
Not so much the mascots. I know that several voice actors for from some of the series have been a part of the Olympics in some way. And I also know that there's been a lot of music from anime played. Lisa's Garange from the opening for Demon Slayer was played. I think they said an opening from, it was either was it Inuyasha or was it Bleach, or it was one of the big shonen animes. It might have been Naruto. Something along those lines was played. But there's been some anime music played in the Olympics as well.
It's kind of neat to see that Japan do that, and I've heard that some of these athletes are amazing. From what I've heard, though, they have beds made out of cardboard. Like the bed frames are made out of cardboard. They have mattresses on them, but they did that so that would be easily disposable, especially with, you need a fast build up, fast takedown after the Olympics are over. And, cardboard frames, so it's got to be an easier than, booking a bunch of hotels and stuff like that where they have to do a cleaning, and especially where people are still concerned about the pandemic and, everybody's health and safety.
Well, there was another thing that one Olympic athlete brought up. I don't know if you saw that article or not. He said there was another reason that they went with cardboard beds.
No, I've only heard about it. I haven't seen any articles or anything like that.
Well, one guy said it was to keep athletes from getting intimate with each other. Because the beds were designed to hold one person, not two.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I can't say much about that. I mean, they're in Japan. There's plenty of love hotels and things that they could go to.
True, but like I said, that was one Olympic athlete's opinion for the beds. I can't remember what country he was from, but he kind of made a big deal about it.
To each their own, And
also, on that note, you said we can get a little bit more 18 plus with this show. If I'm not mistaken, some company actually handed out a whole bunch of condoms during the Olympics as a way to promote something to do with health and something or another.
Interesting. Figures when you don't have cable, you don't have TV, and you don't pay attention to the news, I got no idea what's going on with the Olympics. I have no idea of medal counts or things like that. Closest thing I've seen Olympic related was Skylar McIntosh, talented voice actress, had posted a picture where she, when she was doing gymnastics, she actually got to compete against one of the women in the USA Olympic team. So that's like the closest I've seen for anything Olympic related. Hardly anything has gone through Facebook or anything like that. But now, like I've said before, we have good things planned here for Anime Zing Radio. Now, I know, Darren, you have had a crazily hectic week. Have you had a chance to watch any shows?
Maid Dragon and Slime.
What was your thought of this week's episode of Dragon Maid?
I'm proud of Elma, and Toru looked absolutely adorable in street clothes.
Yeah. And Kana's little friend there keeps getting creepier and creepier.
Yes, and I must admit, Ilulu, her whole demeanor has changed so drastically. It's almost hard to even recognize. I mean, she's gone from being a self-thinking person to basically a full-blown child. So it's like her thought process has regressed so much because, I don't know, Kobayashi just wants her to try living a normal life for a while.
It's kind of funny the way that the show has gone, especially when you think about it in the sense of Kobayashi is kind of like a parent figure here, where she has, welcomed all these dragons, which most people would freak out about, into her life, not just into her home, but into her life, and like changed dragons from different factions to work together to try to become friendlier, to forget everything that they've learned. You don't have to just come and destroy stuff, to the point where Toru, who very easily could destroy the planet with a snap of a finger, in this most recent episode is trying to protect it. Granted, she beats the crap out of a bunch of thugs, which I thought was hysterical. But it's I've enjoyed the little change of pace on it.
Did I mute my mic?
No, you're unmuted.
Okay, sorry. But yeah, that was funny. But also what gets me is Kobayashi has all these female dragons with her, yet Takia has the only male dragon living with him. And Fafnir is quite the interesting character. The fact that he got labeled as a creeper during this last episode was actually kind of fitting.
I mean, did you see the dance he was doing? That would creep anybody out.
Especially if it's a older man like that.
And it's funny because he's the one that you'd fear the most when they first are introduced into the series. And Fafnir is just ridiculously like, screw this world. I just want to kill things. And then now he is this video game loving, basically he's turned into a shut-in NEET.
Pretty much. And if you mess with his games, which actually happened in one episode, then he'll threaten humanity.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy when the game crashed.
No, it didn't crash. They banned his account because they thought he was cheating.
That's right.
And once Takia caught on, he's like, humanity's in danger.
I also have to say, the little cuts that they do, the little like icons and goofiness they do in between little sections of the show, I have found those entertaining too. In just the stupidest way, I found those fun.
They are fun. It's a nice break. It's a nice transition from scene to scene.
If you've seen the show and you know what we're talking about with those transitions, let us know in the chat what you think of those, because I've enjoyed them. I think it's kind of a nice little, it's different from what most animes are. And hats off to Kyoto Animation for coming back strong. I just saw recently an article that Kyoto Animation, the Kyoto Studios, are turned 40 years old this year. They were established in 1981.
Well, they definitely have some of the better quality animation in the industry, period.
And they had titles I didn't realize were them. Like, I didn't know that they were K-On!
Yep.
And so, like I said, hats off to them for the work that they've done. Thanks for sending me that link. I will check that out after the show. Darren sent me the link to the article he was talking about what the Olympic athlete was talking about.
Mm-hmm. But, and also, I know you said you watch it with your wife, but have you caught up on any of the new part of Slime?
Nope. Unfortunately, I have not. What I've been watching Kobayashi. I've been watching Drugstore in Another World. Otherwise, I'd been spending a lot of time, trying to get things up and running for the show here and the transition to YouTube. And I have to say, Drugstore in Another World, it doesn't feel like an isekai, even though it is.
Probably because they introduced it as the isekai had already taken place.
And it's kind of I like the fact it's different. Some of the characters are adorable, like the little werewolf girl is. I won't lie. I thought the werewolf girl was adorable. I had to watch the show just to see what was up with her. If they dub it, I'm curious to see who they would get to voice her, especially where. I mean, could they get Kylie Stewart to voice her? Because she does a lot of wolf and bark and stuff after she says things. And we already know that Kylie's good with the bunnies.
Yeah. Too bad you don't have your sound clip.
I know. I do regret that I don't have that sound clip. Unless I can find it on the phone somehow. But I doubt I can do that. I would have to go back through... I really would have to go back through and see if I could find it, but because I know I sent that to somebody. I just have to see how far back it was. Oh wait, I think I found it.
There you go.
Did you pick it up? Did it come on? So we still have the bunny in there. So Bunny was still able to make it on. And Darren just sent me an interesting cosplay photo, and yes, that was surprisingly that's dead on. And I think Darren muted his phone for a minute, but I also have gone back and started rewatching The Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent because they have started to English dub it. And I really enjoy, excuse me, I really enjoyed the series. I watched it all in Japanese. Now that it's getting an English dub, I wanted to go back, rewatch it, to see if it was just as good in English as it was in Japanese, which so far I've been enjoying it in English. I know if you want to start a war on any social media, put a subverse dub comment up there and just sit back and watch it blow up. I am one of those people. I enjoy both sides. You always hear, the subs are better because it's the traditional way that the anime should be watched. So many people feel that way. Some people enjoy the dubs because they either don't have the time to sit and watch subtitles. It's easier for them if they're working on something to listen to the English so they can follow along. For me, I enjoy both. Watching it in Japanese is very entertaining. It's fun to, see how the subtitles are put out there. And the English dub side of things, I have a lot, because of this show and because of the last 7.5 years with all the voice actors we've had on, the production studios like Bang Zoom who have joined us in the past. I have more of an appreciation and an understanding of what it's like in the booth and what these voice actors do, and the producers and the directors and everybody. And like I said, there are some times where I'll watch a show, like Show by Rock is a perfect example. I have watched that entire series in Japanese, and everything that has been dubbed, I've watched again in English. Some of it is a comparison. I'll be dead honest. Some of the songs for Show by Rock and Show by Rock Mashimaresh sound better in Japanese than they do in English. And that's not saying that, the English singing is bad or the translations or anything is bad. But some of those songs in Japanese are just absolutely phenomenal. Yell and Response was great. Like Yell and Response and Have a Nice Music, I like both. I like it in English and in Japanese. Problem is, outside of the English dub, I can't find an actual video of the entire Yell and Response song in English. So if you are a YouTuber out there who covers anime songs, please, Megan, I know that you directed Mashimaresh. I don't think that you would want to. I don't think that you would probably cover that song, even though I would love to hear your version of it. So if you're listening, please, either you, Emmy Lowe, get the girls back, Emmy Lowe, Giovanni Cruz, Lindsay Shepard, Macy Ann Johnson. Figure out how you can get a collaboration. I know it's probably going to be expensive to do so, but I would love to hear them singing it in an actual YouTube video, hear the entire song, because I love that song. I think that after watching the whole series, before Have a Nice Music was my favorite song from the Mashimaresh franchise. Now, Yell and Response is number one. And I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. I know it's like Anacaria or Anocanatrarium, which is one of the last songs on Show by Rock Stars, is number 2. Have a Nice Music is number 3. I had to look that up and see how to pronounce it. And even the pronunciation might be wrong, but the songs are phenomenal. I like all the music from the series. And I think that's one great thing about that series. Probably one reason why I got obsessed with it was it's not just pop music. It's not just idol girls or things like that. They cover many different types of music on it, and that's one reason I really, really enjoy the show. Are you still there with us, Darren, or? Because I think your mic is muted, if you can still hear us. Oh, there you are.
It might be muted for the fact when I switch screens I'm doing other stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it shouldn't be muted at all.
It wasn't it didn't show that it was muted on the streaming service. It was almost as if it was muted. Like, are you still on your phone, or have you switched to a laptop?
Don't really feel. I haven't switched to my laptop for the fact that I actually needed to lay down because my legs are killing me. Being on my feet for so long is finally starting to take a toll on me.
Yeah, it definitely catches up to you, especially in your industry. You work your tail off, that's for sure. And
well, believe it or not, the day job is harder on the feet than the other one.
Oh, I know. I have a wife who works in the same industry, And I know she's going to be absolutely dead tomorrow.
Yeah, those concrete floors are no joke.
No, they really aren't.
Especially with the shoes we have to wear.
Alba agrees. In fact, she's still drinking her coffee, as you can see here. And remember last week, Darren, I was telling you about that I made a ladies' day at Walmart by wearing a Rosario Vampire shirt?
Did you make someone else's day?
No, because I didn't go out in it today, but I am wearing my Mocha Akashia shirt. As you can see right here. So this is the show. And like I said, I was more amazed that they knew who it was. I was like, I'm more proud that they knew the character and what show it was from. We'll bring Alba back on. I might, like I mentioned before, I may switch the figures out every week, have different anime figures. You never know who's going to join us. Like I said, the camera is sitting up on an anime figure box, just so it's higher. You can see me better. I had to put Alba up on a box, and yeah, the wife had to have her husbando Inosuke, so we have it. That figure may make an appearance on the show at some point. Especially where Demon Slayer is so popular. Overrated. And I'll catch flack for that, I'm sure, calling Demon Slayer overrated. But I've watched 6 episodes. I can't get into it. I give everything a 3-episode trial. And if it doesn't pique my interest in 3 episodes, I usually drop it. I've given it 6. I'm going to try to force my way through it. But
force your way through it. It's better. It does get better. But is it the series that everyone hypes it up to be? Most definitely not. But on a scale of well, I would rate it higher than My Hero Academia. Sorry, people. My Hero Academia started putting me to sleep after season 3.
Yeah, I got maybe halfway into season 4 and was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just seeing the same arc over and over again. And I know that Mario loves my explanation as to why people hate Deku, and it's because he's a little bitch. And I'll just come out and say it. He is so pathetic. I know he's supposed to be the big hero, but my God, he's annoying. I mean, yeah, you see his progression as he gets stronger, and I understand that's how the series is meant to be. You see this person that doesn't have a quirk, who wants to be a hero, acquire a way of becoming a hero and slowly learning what his body can and can't do, which the idea is great. The problem is you have drug it out so goddamn long. It's like Fairy Tail. I don't think Fairy Tail needed to be as long as it was.
I mean, all it was Natsu getting beat down and then coming back through the power of friendship and kicking butt. But at least Fairy Tail, not going to lie, was somewhat entertaining.
It was entertaining for the first 100 or so episodes, and then when you realized it's the same, anime loop over and over and over and over again, it's like I watched 100-something episodes. I'm like, I think I have seen the same storyline with different art, like the same story arc with a different base behind it 4 times. I'm like, I can't keep doing this. I know exactly what's going to happen. I know, the characters were lovable. Happy is an adorable blue cat. Carla was great with the sassiness. The characters were fun. I even cosplayed Natsu at conventions. But once it was just so repetitive, it's like I just can't keep watching it. I lost interest. And I think that's one of the things with me is I prefer these shorter animes. If you have a series that's going, unless it really, really intrigues me, like I still haven't seen Overlord season 3, and they're getting ready for a season 4. My wife is surprised I've seen the first 2 seasons. because it's definitely not my style of anime typically. But I watched it. I actually honestly really enjoyed the first couple of seasons. ReZero, I've only watched a couple of episodes of season 2, and it hasn't hooked me back in. Konosuba is still fantastic, though. I can't wait for the next season of Konosuba when it comes out.
And have you seen the movie for Tanya yet?
I have not seen the movie for Tanya. That one too. It was entertaining. Like the anime itself was entertaining, but I can't say that it hooked me in enough to be like, yes, they have a movie. I have to run out and see that now. And it's like, I know we're covering all of Isekai Quartet, and honestly, I have told my wife she needs to watch it just for the sheer comedy. She has seen all of season 1 of Konosuba, and we started season 2. She has seen a few episodes of ReZero, and she has seen all of Overlord. So Saga of Tanya the Evil she hasn't seen yet. But I don't think you have to see all 4 to understand all the jokes. It's better when you do. But if you know enough of the characters, you can understand a lot of the jokes that are in there better. But it's even entertaining if you don't know.
Well, Tanya had some of the least of all the characters, so Isekai Quartet, she actually, I would say, would be the character where you don't have to know a whole lot about her, to be honest. Or her crew. But I'm still looking forward to season 2 of Tanya, because it was confirmed.
I may watch it. I don't know. Not 100% sure yet if I'm going to sit down and watch it or not. And I have to say it's been weird because for 2021, my God, these studios came out with guns a-blazing for titles. The winter season was amazing. I think I think I was watching between 10 and 15 shows. Then winter turned into the spring season. Again, you had a bunch of awesome shows, and it was hard to keep up with them all. Summer has been kind of a letdown. It's kind of like give us a little breather. Where there's only a couple of shows that have piqued my interest. Like I said, I'm only watching 2, where the last couple of seasons I've been watching at least 8 to 10, if not more.
Well, I know I'm watching at least 5 or 6 right now, but due to lack of time, I would normally be watching more. Girlfriend is the one that I started the other night, and unfortunately was so tired I fell asleep about 3/4 of the way through the episode. But animes like Slime and Maid Dragon, I can be tired as heck and I can finish that episode all the way because I know it's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. No, even the killing slimes for 300 years, that was, it was memorable enough because the characters were cute. They found a way of making adorable characters over and over again. And that's one thing I like. Okay, it was another isekai. This person's going to be OP, whatever, your typical isekai trope. But I found it interesting where it wasn't like you're in another world and you start off amazing. No, she started off at level 0 or level 1 and just slowly over 300 years maxed out her level. Yeah. So it was a gradual progression, and she didn't even know how powerful she was. So I think that was a nice change to your typical isekai trope. But really what hooked me to watch the whole series were, the adorable characters that kept coming in. The slime monsters that became her daughters were cute as all heck. Bring in not just one cute dragon girl, but 2. It's like, okay, you got me hooked with that. Granted, the red dragon was a cuter dragon than the blue one, but you know me, Darren. I like them dragon girls.
I liked Beelzebub.
Beelzebub was funny. And, we talked about this in the past, and I've seen a couple other YouTubers and even some articles out there. Why are they making devils look so cute? These demon lords, as these adorable characters. Malim is a demon lord, and she's adorable. the demon lord and killing slimes for 300 years, this cute little, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Clem in How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. She's a cute little girl. It's like they're making these fierce, people that should be feared as these like, let's not fear the demons. Let's love them because they're adorable.
Did you watch Gabriel Dropout?
No.
Satania. Oh Lord, that girl. Her and what's her name? The one that was actually a devil but acted more like an angel.
I don't know.
V-Nate, not V-Nate. Was it V-Nate? I think it was V-Nate.
And Gabriel Dropout?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. The only VNA I know of is from How Not to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, and that character was adorable as well. Belle got a sweet spot for her. And I think that was season 3, season 4. I don't remember. There's so many damn seasons out there of all these shows. It's getting hard to keep up with them all.
Well, it's getting hard to remember all the characters from the shows because you've seen so many. You're like, okay, I remember this character by face, but I don't remember their name. And then you'll figure out their name, and you'll be like, wait a sec, that's also a character in this show. Yada 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 yada.
And let us know in the chat if you've got that issue as well, where you've seen so many different shows that it's tough to remember all the characters, what shows they're in, their names. My wife and I were talking about this the other day, where we've seen so many different animes that it's like in her case, she knows that she has seen Gonna Be the Twin Tail. Can't tell you anything about it. I've seen it twice. I remember some of it, but not all of it. And there are shows I know I've watched, but I can't tell you anything about it. Pet Girl of Saskasoro, I think it's called.
Sakuroso.
I've seen that. I don't remember a thing about it, but I know I've seen it.
I'd say Mashiro had high-functioning autism, I believe.
Loved Shinibo. I know what goes on with that one. That one was a fun series. K-On! K-On's one of those shows I have started 5 times. I don't think I've gotten past episode 4. It's like I want to watch this, but stuff comes up or it just doesn't keep my interest enough.
The World God Only Knows. I think I made it to episode 8 and kind of stalled on it, and then Bigata HK, I couldn't get past episode 2 or 3.
Yamada's first time Bigata HK. I watched that whole thing. I thought it was hysterical. I really enjoyed that one. The World God Only Knows. I think I've seen most of the first season, if not the whole first season, and nothing more. And I think we all have those shows that we forced our way through. I know my wife forced her way through Bento. She thought that show was absolutely stupid and horrible. I loved it. I thought it was great.
About to say, and remind me, did she watch Aho Girl, right?
No, she hasn't seen it. I saw that. I told her I wanted her to do kind of a cross piece between the main character of Aho Girl and the Minions because of bananas.
Banana.
I just think that would be absolutely hysterical. And Shaka says, sometimes I have issues remembering certain things that happen in a series, which I think we all have that. And for those of you wondering what's in the cup, sponsor me and I'll tell you. a cheeky way of trying to get sponsorship. Now, really, it's basically all that's in the cup. It's not an adult beverage. It's just, water with a flavor packet.
You got water and I got tea.
I do also have an energy drink here as well, but that was just to keep me awake through the show because it's been a long weekend.
Those energy drinks don't do nothing for me.
I think they help me. Not so much that they give me like the energy rush and I'm bouncing off the walls, but I have noticed that when I drink an energy drink, especially if I'm at work or something like that, it helps me to stay focused a little bit more, and I'm not as tired. So it's not like it gives you the kick in the pants like you think it would. It just kind of helps me to stay focused and a little bit better coherently.
Well, I'll say this: a lot of my managers will be coming in, especially if they worked late the previous night with a Red Bull, and I'm like, y'all need to stop. I mean, heck, I have one employee that basically admits that he ruined his own health by drinking up to 10 Red Bulls a day, and that ended up causing him to have to get a pacemaker put in. He's only 30-something.
Oh my God. Don't drink that many energy drinks. I drink maybe one a day. And if it's a really, really hectic day, I might push it to 2. But I also go many days without having any energy drinks.
Well, like I said, he always loves to make light of it now that it's actually happened. But, I mean, the fact that he can pick on himself is admirable of himself. But he always admits to everybody that he ruined his own health. I mean, and the guy's 400 plus. But he's a huge weeb, so me and him constantly have conversations, and both him and I keep each other up to date on news in the anime world, so that's good.
That is good. And then you send it my way so I can stay, informed as well. And Sharka in the chat room says, Rimuru is my husbando in slime. Do you have a waifu in slime?
Me?
Yeah.
Not really. No, I like the girls, but there's none that, probably Mulin. I would say was probably my favorite girl out of all the girls that have made an appearance so far.
I would say my waifu definitely would be Malim.
Her adult form or her?
Both. The adult form is like, yes, you have like her normal form is like, oh, isn't she adorable? Her like full demon lord adult form is like, you are waifu material, 100%.
Anyway, I like Shion, but I just can't.
Yeah, she's the terrible cook, right?
Yes. About that though, something changed about that in season 2, part 2. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Her cooking changed.
And I can't wait to watch that. I actually had to remind my wife that season 2, part 2 is out now, but I'm not sure because of the schedule that we have, and another hindrance that we ran into was our TV out in the living room died. So the one that we had in the bedroom, we moved out to the living room so that our daughter could watch shows. So we went, I think, about a month or so without a TV in the bedroom, which is where we usually would lay down and watch shows together. So it's another reason why I think we haven't caught up with slime and stuff. It wasn't until Friday night or Saturday night, I think it was, that I actually had the idea of, I have two computer monitors. One doesn't work because I don't have a video card in this computer. So why don't I just bring that into the bedroom, hook it up to the Roku, and we'll just go from there. And I was actually able to get that to work. So,
well, there you go. I HDMI'd my laptop to the TV for God knows how long in my bedroom at my parents' house. In order to do it in my house, I would need a bigger TV because trying to read the subtitles at the distance my bed is from where the TV sits is not easy. I would need at least a 50-inch, I think. And all I have is a 32.
Yeah, I'm not sure what size the TV is out here. And I look back at the TV, I peer at the couch behind me, and both cats are cuddled up together sleeping.
Nice.
Which is good. It just means they're not bugging me. Haru tried just before we got on the air, but I was like, no, I gotta go on the air, Haru. You go lay on the bed.
Well, my cat is at the house, so.
And now we've had this idea, and I think it'd be fun to talk about it on the air, kind of to see what the listeners think about this as well, where we're looking at doing like it's probably not going to be 2 hours long, but we're looking at doing some Saturday live streams every once in a while, where we're going to sit down and review an anime that Darren, myself, and my wife are going to watch and then give an honest opinion about. And knowing that you have, the hectic work schedule that you do and that you're not able to watch as much right now as you would like to, we wanted to find out what show you wanted to pick first for us to do this.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind. Hold on.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you. Would you want it to be? Excuse you. Would you want it to be one you've already seen or one we haven't seen?
Oh, bless you. That's entirely up to you.
Because I'm sure you were thinking I'd take DxD as my choice, but I was thinking something a little different.
I didn't think, knowing you, I didn't think DxD would be your first choice, in all honesty. I figured you were going to go for something that you enjoy, but we've talked about DxD so much on the show. I don't think we need to do a review of DxD.
All right. Because honestly, one of the first shows that came to mind is also a show where I would consider cosplaying a character from this show.
Nico.
And that would, sure. And speaking of Nico, my employee that I was telling you about earlier, he will gladly do the Nico Ni and sound just like her. And even do the hand gestures and everything. But anyway, the show I'm referring to is Problem Children.
I think that would be a fun one. I'm trying to remember what is that. I think that's a High Dive title.
Yep, it's a Sentai Film Works.
So
it's only 10 episodes, and then it has that one special episode.
I think that would be fun. It'd be fun to revisit that. I've seen it. My wife has not, so I think that would be a fun one.
And also, it's one of the shorter series. Because how many characters do you know flat out defeat a god in their first episode?
I mean, Not many, but if you want to put a roundabout way, you could kind of say Konosuba is like that because Aqua is being a cocky bitch and Kazuma's like, you know what? I'm taking you with me. So there, checkmate. You've been defeated.
Yep. And Aries was like, "Don't worry, I got you. Bye."
So yeah, in a roundabout way, like they didn't fight. He just kind of played a trump card that she was never expecting, and so that's why I think he beat her.
Question: by the end of season 2, do you think she really regrets being drug along with him?
I think she's having more fun and gotten used to the situation. She's still, for the most part, useless outside of her revive skill.
Pretty much. Purification, purification, purification.
When she's trapped in the cage.
Yes. That and her turn undead.
Yeah, she put a seal on that cemetery, and the whole house became haunted because of her. But it worked out. They ended up getting a place to stay. And that was another interesting series with Konosuba, and that's getting a third season, isn't it?
Not so much a third season, but a whole new anime project. So I don't know if they're going to be continuing in the form of a third season or what, because it's 2 seasons and a movie so far. The first 2 seasons were done by Studio Dean, and then the movie was done by JC Staff.
So it'll be interesting to see where they go from there. Not sure what they're going to do with that series, but it's going to be fun to see. Hopefully they keep the comedy aspect as it has been. And maybe one day we'll see Megumin explode twice.
Maybe, but... And also, I'm waiting for the anime to confirm the shipping wars that we've been hearing about for so long.
And what's your favorite ship in that series?
Definitely Kazuma and Megumin.
Because I know a lot of people are like, Aqua should be with Kazuma. It's like, no, she would annoy me.
I almost like Darkness.
I like Darkness better than Aqua.
And then Eddie's, just because she just shows up the most random time and always has her panties stolen.
Yeah. I liked how in season 2, Kazuma gets in trouble and everybody's right there to throw him under the bus on the stuff he's done.
Yep. And then he goes and saves the place and ends up back in debt.
Yeah.
It's like he can't stay out of debt.
Shaka also likes Kazuma and Megumin. I also like that. Let's be honest, Megumin's best girl. If you think otherwise, you're wrong.
I will admit I do like Union.
I think she's a fun addition. I think she's a good counterbalance to Megumin. But Megumin's still best girl in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the movie?
I believe so. The movie, that's where they end up going back to her like home, and her parents kind of have him and her locked in the same like bedroom.
That was predominantly the mother, but yes.
So yeah, I have seen that.
And her little sister being the one that actually saved the day because she pressed the button.
Yep. And random thought that came through my head. We were talking about Nico Ni. There's a YouTube channel out there called The Regulars, and I subscribe to The Regulars. I subscribe to each of them individually, and one of the people on their YouTube handle is Nicovold. And apparently they have a Reddit, and they do videos where they'll go through their Reddit and see what memes and roasts people come up for the four of them. Is it bad? I want to subscribe, or I want one of our listeners to go on there and put up a Nico Ni meme for Nicovold and see if they get it.
It's a very good question. I would sometimes you just want to go and see it. If like sometimes there are some things you just want to yell in a crowd of people just to see how many people actually know what you're talking about. Kind of like at a convention, how a lot of people just yell stuff from their favorite series and everyone just kind of joins in if they recognize it.
Yeah, or you walk by or you just randomly start playing like Caramel Dancing and see who comes over and starts dancing to it.
Pretty much.
I'm not going to say that I've done that while tabling at a convention, but that might have happened at AAC one year, and we had 4 people walk over and start doing the dance.
Well, I'll say this. At a convention, anything goes. You start doing something, there's others that are bound to join in at some point, and it won't look weird.
And it's just one of those memories that is made that just, that's why, like, I always laugh because a lot of people call me weird. They say I'm weird. They say I'm a little crazy or a little abnormal. And I always say thank you because it just means that I'm having fun. And I think nowadays, so many people are afraid of being themselves because society in general, you feel like you have to act a certain way in public. You have to dress a certain way. If you're too much outside of the normal, you're looked down upon or you're treated differently or things of that nature. I think we all need to just let loose, come out of our shells. And it's not going to happen overnight. Many people need to learn how to be comfortable with themselves before they can really be comfortable in general. And I've been one of those people, when I was younger, that I had a hard time opening up to people. You wouldn't know it now, but in high school, I was quiet, I was shy, I kept to myself, and I had less than 5 friends total.
That was kind of me. If I knew you or I got on a subject that I was good on, I'd talk your head off. But otherwise, I used to be kind of like the front and center person, the center, or wanted to be the center of attention in my early years. But as I grew up, I was just like, nah, I don't want to be the center of attention anymore. And I just kind of started to keep my mouth shut. Granted, in some classes, that was very hard to do. Like, especially in algebra class, I was coming up with the answers in my head before a lot of the others. And one of my classmates goes, I'm going to just make a pocket, Darren, one day. That way I have kind of like a guaranteed answer type thing whenever a test comes around. Like, be like, pocket, Darren, what is the answer to da-da-da-da-da-da? I'm like, all right, Jacob.
And I laugh because when I look back at like high school and even younger, if people I knew back when I was in school, elementary through high school, if they knew I did a podcast for over 7 years and the experiences that I've had, they probably would think I was lying.
Well, when was y'all's last high school reunion?
We've never had one. I graduated in 96 and we've never had one that I know about. Wow. So I'm looking at you, Upper Cape Tech class of 96. Yeah, even though now I live in New York, I still lived in Massachusetts up until two years ago.
I'm still kind of curious how my class is going to conduct our reunion because from what I understand, the student council voted on every 10 years. But I tell you what, I don't trust our dang student council president for nothing. because she's kind of lost it, in my opinion.
At least it's not the one from Shimonetta, you know.
I would wait. Anna or the vice president?
Well, you said the president, so
yes. Oh yeah, Anna. That would be it.
You know, the one that's all about the love juices.
Well, this
the love
one,
nectar or whatever she called it.
Well, this one is too politically motivated. And pretty much everything she does now has a political motivation behind it, and yeah,
you don't need that right now.
No. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if she was the student council president for her senior year or not. I couldn't remember if it was her or someone else, but from what one of my friends told me, it's actually supposed to be someone else that's in charge of that, and I'm hoping that's the case. I'm just really curious how our reunions are going to go if we decide to have them, because after this year, it may make our reunions a little weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we'll ever have one or if I'll ever find out about it. You know, I still talk to a few people I went to high school with from time to time, but if we have one, great. If we don't, it's no big deal. I hated school anyway.
I have two. One that I talk to quite frequently, especially because I still do business with him on a regular basis, and the other one I was good friends with, and happens to live 2 minutes down the road from me because he bought his parents' house and then evicted his own parents.
All right, it's mine. Get out.
He became their landlord for like a month.
And but it'll be interesting. I'm sure nobody that I went to school with will have half the stories that I have based off of things that I've done. That's one thing that's kind of neat about going to conventions like we used to. And I don't say that to toot my own horn or to brag, but you know, being lucky enough for the past 7 years to attend multiple conventions a year, and in some cases, I think one year we hit 15 conventions of all sizes, everything from Anime Boston to a tiny Connecticut convention called Broadbrook Comic-Con that happened one year that I know of, and you get to meet so many neat people. When you have a table and you're a vendor, you get to meet all these talented artists before anybody else does at the show, because you're out there setting up. Once your table is set up, it wasn't uncommon before the dealer's room or artist alley opened to walk around to see what the other artists and dealers had. In some cases, Vermont Comic-Con one year, we had the Casey Creations table, or now Casey Fox table, for my wife was set up beside an Anime Zing Radio table, and across the aisle from me was Carrie Means, who voices Frylock from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. So I got to chat with him all weekend. And so it's kind of neat, the experiences that you get to have, getting married at a Comic-Con and having Barry Bostwick photobomb your wedding.
And then talking to him several years later and him remembering doing it.
Which that was pretty cool that he still remembered us. He will forever be in our wedding photo.
He was actually at the GalaxyCon this weekend.
That's cool. I don't know if he'll make it back up to Northeast Comic-Con. I haven't talked to Gary in a while. I should probably reach out to him. Although now that we are so far away from NECC, I don't know the next time we'll be able to attend. But we still have a lot of love for that show, and thank Gary for everything he did for us throughout the years of being able to make the Northeast Comic-Cons. He's always put on a great show, minus the mall experiment, which when you try to put a Comic-Con in what used to be like a JCPenney's or Macy's in a mall that is dying. That wasn't an experiment that worked out well for anybody. I give him credit for trying to help revive them all and trying to, do his part to help out, but I think it backfired. I know it backfired on him, and a lot of vendors felt a hurt because of the lack of foot traffic. It still, I think, is the only convention to date that we have lost money at.
Kind of ironic, especially considering malls had significant number of parking spaces.
I mean, we went there. We vended on a Sunday at the con, and the vendors around us told us that they had, and there was hardly any foot traffic on Sunday, and the vendors around us are like, "Damn, foot traffic has increased from yesterday." And I'm going, "Oh my God, they had less than this yesterday." And then I went out to use one of the restrooms. So they didn't have one in the convention area. So of course you had to walk to another area of the mall. They had some like music star there signing autographs, and their line was bigger than even if you put in all the vendors. I think there were more people in line for that singer than there was total in the convention. I'm like, oh, this is so bad.
Yeah.
And
they should have had the attendee cosplayers being like Chippendales and directing people toward the convention. Or was there an admission fee?
There was an admission fee, but I think like Sunday they were like at the point of being like, just to get people in here, do we just waive that? I heard rumors of it. I don't know if it actually happened, but since then they moved to Hanover, Mass, and to or not Hanover. Where are they now? Because it was Wilmington, Hanover was the mall, and now they're in another location at a beautiful hotel. And the hotel they're at, I think they finally found a really good location. Although Wilmington, at the Wilmington Shriners Auditorium, that'll be my favorite location they ever had. Set up like a big, huge warehouse area, beautiful layout for all the vendors and artists and everything. And I really enjoyed that location. But now, girlfriend, you said you've been trying to keep up on that. Let our listeners who may not know about it, tell them a little bit about what that show is
about. Basically, guy and girl, childhood friends. He confesses to her over and over throughout the years, and eventually in high school she agrees to go out with him. And shortly after that happens, he gets confessed to by another girl in his class or in his year. And the way she presents herself is just so adorable, and he can't bear to turn her down. So basically, he accepts her confession and then basically starts two-timing, and his girlfriend is okay with that.
It's a weird concept, but in this day and age, I can see it happening more and more.
Well, let's see. We had a couple come out of a stepbrother stepsister before they were even stepbrother stepsister, in the form of domestic girlfriend. And now, next year, we're getting an anime adaptation of a guy and a girl who are now exes become stepbrother, stepsister.
Now, switching gears a little bit, I'm thinking back, because I think there was another show from the summer season I wanted to check out, but I don't remember the title of it. And I don't know if you remember. It was something about. It was definitely an isekai, but the guy is transported to a world, and he's got to rebuild this kingdom. But
how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom.
I think that's it.
Yes, my friend, same person. Not my friend, my employee at work was saying something about that series, and then no less than a week later, I'm like, it's getting an anime adaptation, right? He's like, what? I'm like, yep. But that's definitely been on my list.
I don't remember what company got the licensing for that. I think it was Funimation. Oh, yeah, it's Funimation. Funimation got the rights to that. So what's it say here? Because I just found it. How a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom. Simuldub premiere Saturday, July 31st. So it premiered yesterday for the English dub, and the subs air at 1:30 p.m.
Oh yeah, and another anime I want to check out this season. The first episode dropped a few days ago, I think. The Great J will not be defeated. A demon lord gets reincarnated or sent to the human world and now has to pay rent. So basically a cute female version of The Devil is a Part-Timer.
I haven't even heard of that one. Why have I not heard of that one?
We've talked about it.
Oh, great. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, the Great J will not be defeated. I always thought it was Jahi. That's why it threw me off.
It might be.
Because it's the purple hair girl, right? That looks
the younger purple bluish hair.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. That's a Crunchyroll title. I think that was one that I wanted to check out too. There are many shows that I want to look into, and where this series or this season, it seems like it's not as many shows that jump right out and grab my interest. Maybe I'll check out some of these other shows.
Check out Odd Taxi. I think it was Sentai's been pushing Odd Taxi quite a bit.
And I don't remember which Anituber put it out. I don't remember if it was Gigic or Anime Man, but they're saying probably like it's one of the greatest animes that nobody's paying attention to.
I believe it.
And I don't remember which Anituber put it out.
Unless it was a recent video, I don't think it was Giga.
Let's see here. Anime Man Anime Man put one out about Chainsaw Man. I haven't seen that. That was 4 days ago. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't see it there. Was it Gigic? Gigic, 4 weeks ago. You missed 2021's best anime, Odd Taxi.
Okay.
So Gigic put it out. And Gigic put that out. Might be something to look into. Maybe I'll check out Odd Taxi at some point. My wife has been pushing So I'm a Spider, So What. I've only seen the first episode of that, and I know that you really enjoy Don't Bully Me.
Don't bully
Miss Nagatoro.
Yes, you need to watch that. Nagatoro is adorable.
And I'm also having Zombieland Saga Season 2 pushed at me, so I may sit down and watch some of those this week.
I need to. I just keep forgetting about Nagatoro. Of course, I finished. The manga is, well, all I can say is don't look at too much of it.
And Mario says, Spider is good. I enjoyed it. There's one tiny problem with it, though. And I gotta ask, what is the problem with it? So we're waiting on the response for that. Looking through Crunchyroll at some of the other titles, like I said, there's some of these episodes, and like I have watched so much anime, and you and I both agree we are isekai trash. We seem to keep coming back and loving these isekai shows. What would you say is your favorite isekai that you've seen in the past couple years? And I know that's a tough question because there's so many good ones that have come out, and people are sick of isekais. But what would you say is one of your favorites? As he's thinking. Because I'm trying to think of like one of my favorites. I'm not sure. I think of the question, that's like, damn, that's actually a tough question. Because Konosuba was fun, but I don't know if that came out within like the last couple of years. Granted, I like some of the what people might consider the trashier isekais, things like, In Another World, My Smartphone, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Retry I enjoyed, mostly because of Momo and Bunny, but you still there, Darren? I think he's muted his mic again. Or he stepped away. So, like I said, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's show. This is our debut show here on YouTube. It's been a little bit of a learning curve for us to figure out how to, get through, no commercial breaks. Next week, like I said, we're going to have our first guest officially here on YouTube when we welcome Mario Bueno from Virtual Crunchyroll Expo. It's going to be fun chatting with him. He's joined us last year around the same time to promote VCRX. Virtual Crunchyroll Expo is going on next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So if you, I believe it was free to register. Go check it out. I'm already registered. I feel bad that, his interview with Jeremy Lee is going to be earlier in the day on Thursday while I'm still at work, so I won't be able to see that. But it'll be fun to talk with him about it, see, how things are going. Like I said, August 15th, we have cosplayers Hatake and Sahara going to be joining us. The 22nd, no live show that night due to the fact that I will be in Pennsylvania with my family. But we may pre-record something to put up. August 29th, we're going to be welcoming back Karen Goslin, a very talented artist. It's going to be fun to have her on. We haven't talked with her in a few years. And she's part of our con family. And Sharka says it's a bit hard to choose a favorite isekai, but one of her older favorites is Familiar Zero. Yes, that is a fantastic series. I wish they would dub seasons 2, 3, and 4. I don't think that got enough love to go past the first season, but God, that was such a good anime. Finishing up September 5th, we don't have a guest lined up yet, but I am talking to a couple of people, so we have a few potentials for that. September 12th is going to be Kineticon, so we're not going to do a live show per se at night. There is a chance we may do some live streaming during the convention. And September 19th, we're going to welcome Macy Ann Johnson, very talented voice actress. We were lucky enough to talk with her last weekend. She is the voice of Haon from Shobai Rock Mashumaresh, who is the cute little blue-eyed girl that's in front and center on the screen here with the white hair. And also have her saved as my wallpaper on my phone. Yes, I am otaku trash. I don't care what anybody says. I show it loud and proud. And my lock screen, of course, Rihuyu. So, Lindsay, be happy. I have you as the first thing I see when I turn the phone on. Well, not Lindsay herself, but one of her characters. And Mario says, we need the rest of that dub talking about Familiar Zero. I 100% agree. Get that dubbed. Loved the series. And I hope that you all enjoyed the show tonight. We're looking forward to many more years here with YouTube. Like I said, the show's been going for 7.5 years we're on our third network now. We keep trying to change networks to do better. If you're enjoying the show, please hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to be posting content on a regular basis, at least every Sunday. There are times that we may be putting up 2 or 3 videos a week. We have a lot of ideas of stuff that we want to try. I'm also in talks with people about doing maybe a spinoff, our show, which talks about things outside of the anime world, other hobbies and stuff that we have, other interests to explore. And I think that could be a lot of fun. I'm waiting to hear back from a couple of people I've sent emails out to about that. And I think we're going to call it a night here, as typically we would have gone about this long. When you add the commercials in, it would take us to the full 2-hour mark. But thank you to Darren for joining me in the co-host seat. Thank you to all of our listeners out there who have tuned in and viewers here on YouTube. I thank you all so much. It means the world to me to see the chat room active again. I love the content. I love seeing the interactions. Come back every week. If you have questions for us, feel free to ask them in the chat. If you have comments, we will highlight some of the best comments. And until next week, when we welcome Mario Bueno to the show, I hope you all have an awesome week. Stay safe. Enjoy the anime. And we'll see you next Sunday right here on Anime Zing Radio.